Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to start off doing your Collagraph print. The first thing that you're going to need to do is get your images from the internet, or I prefer that you use your own personal images, but if you don't have anything on your camera roll that you think would be suitable for this, you can use images from the internet, but you need to make sure that you're combining those images so that you're not just taking one thing and copying it exactly. So for mine, for example, I wanted to do a supernatural theme print. So I've got this picture of Castiel, or this angel in the background. That was one image that I got, and then I cut out the background in this picture of the guy in the car so that I could slide that other image sort of in the background of it. So these are actually two different images that I combined together to make a new thing, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with this. If you have your own picture from like your camera roll, that's fine too. You don't have to combine images together if you don't want to go through that. Then just use your own image. Check with me first to make sure that it's something that will actually work with this type of print though before you get started on that. Once you print it out, to get it to me, to get it to print out, you just basically need to take your image and put it in a Google Doc and then share it with me, and Mrs. Roman will print it out for you, the right size and everything. So when you get it, it's on a piece of paper that looks like this. You're going to need a regular number 2 pencil, and you're going to flip this over to the back, and you're going to start to shade in the back of the paper. So I'm pressing pretty heavily with my paper, with my pencil, and I only need to cover the part where the actual printout is. So you don't need to color all this all the way out to the edges of the paper, just the kind of part where the printout is on the front. So just like this area right here. You want to go in a couple different directions to cover that with your pencil lead so that you have a nice thick coat of graphite on the back. What we're actually doing is creating this layer of graphite so that when we tape it to our printing plate, which is also got a paper surface, it will transfer. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. So we're basically making like transfer paper directly on the back of your image. So go ahead and complete that. And then you're going to cut it out from the paper so it's just your image. So this is one that I've already colored, and you're going to color it first, or shade in the back first before you cut it out. That way you know that your pencil goes all the way to the edge of the paper and you're not coloring on my tables. All right, once you get that all colored, you're going to select your printing plate. So printing plates are basically made up of, for our Collagraphs, are going to be made up of mat board, and this is just scrap mat board. It comes in a couple different sizes, some smaller, some slightly larger. Some of you might find that you have like marks on the back, or you might have printing on the back. That's the back side. Okay, if you have scribble lines or words on the back, that's the back side. The front side is the cleaner of the two sides. If you can't tell, then just ask Mrs. Roman and she will tell you. All right. You're going to write your name, bell, and day on the back of it with a pen or something that is permanent, not a pencil. So I just wrote mine there, name, bell number, and day 1 or day 2. And you're going to use just little pieces of tape. You don't need a ginormous piece. And you're going to tape your image graphite side down, so image side up, to the front of your printing plate. And so I'm going to get this to kind of lay down flat on top of my printing plate, put my tape on it, and wrap the tape around to the back. So you can see that the graphite is touching the front part of the printing plate there. I got a little bit of charcoal on me there. Okay, so name on the back, on the yucky side, on the pretty side I've got the picture taped. Now I'm going to start to find some lines that I can trace over. So unlike the last project where you were looking at gradation and trying to find those gradients and the highlights and shadows with that, for this one we're going to get those, but we're going to get them later on in a different part of the process. All we're really concerned about is getting the edges or the lines of the shape. So I'm basically trying to outline a lot of things in my picture. I'm going to use a pen so you can kind of see this better. I think students a lot of times choose to use a pen. You can use a pencil as long as you're using a mechanical pencil, or you can use a very, very sharp pencil. What I'm going to do is put some pressure down, and I'm going to start to outline the things in my picture. So by putting pressure down, I'm actually transferring, and I'm going to lift this up so you can sort of see this in a minute, transferring That pressure is going to transfer the graphite from underneath to the mat board. So if I lift this tape off, you can sort of see. So where I had the green line, let's see, hold it so you can see it. See the green line is right there. Okay. So if I lift that up, you can see underneath how it transfers the line. So there it is. And all that did that was the pressure that I'm putting down from the top. So you want to make sure that you have enough pressure. You don't need to like bear down so hard you hurt yourself.
Teachers, please excuse the interruption. At this time, base and middle school choir students should report to their lockers to put items away, then report to the auditorium for Cincinnati Opera. Again, at this time, choir students, put belongings away in your lockers and report to the auditorium. Thank you.
So all I'm doing right now is going over my lines, the edges of that white shape on both sides. So I want to have shapes like that. Okay. If you want to leave one corner free so you can kind of check it, that's fine too. But you're basically getting the outlines of the things in your picture.